Hello everyone, my name is Bumi. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time that you're watching this presentation. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about smart contracts. But before then, I'd like to put out a disclaimer. This information is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Always do your own research before investing in cryptocurrency. I always tell people that crypto is very volatile. You could lose a lot of money and you can, make a lot of money. But you are solely responsible for your investment decisions. Never share your private keys or seed phrase with anyone. And I am not liable for any losses incurred from using or acting upon this information. Now, with that being said, let's get into today's video. So the agenda for today will be we are going to take a look at an overview of smart contracts. What are smart contracts and the core characteristics, the key features of smart contracts, how to recognize legitimate smart contracts, interacting with smart contracts using your non-custodial wallet, e.g. MetaMask, Trust Wallet, SafeBuy, and tips to avoid rug pull or to be scammed. All right, so definition and core concept. Self-executing agreement. That's exactly what a smart contract is all about. So smart contracts are self-executing contracts with terms of the agreement directly written into the code on the blockchain. That is, it does not need any human intervention or manual intervention. They operate autonomously, executing transactions when predefined conditions are met. Now, for example, if a smart contract stipulates that sending one Bitcoin will yield 50,000 USDT, the contract will automatically execute the transaction once the condition is satisfied. So there's no intermediary needed, no intermediaries needed. Contracts enforce conditions without third parties, reducing delays and increasing efficiency. Okay. Let's look at the key features of a smart contract. It's autonomous, that is, contracts run independently without human intervention. It's trustless, meaning that users do not need to trust a central authority. The contract executes based on code. It's transparent. The code is publicly accessible, allowing for verification and scrutiny. You can go to the blockchain and check it out once you have, if you have the unique smart contract address. I'm getting ahead of myself now, but let's just keep going. Then it's immutable, that once it's deployed, the contract cannot be altered, ensuring reliability. So smart contracts on blockchain enable automatic, transparent, and secure contract execution without intermediaries. Next, how do you recognize a legitimate smart contract? My my slide is missing the word contract there, but it's actually smart contract, okay? Let's move this out of the way so you can see what is going on here. So smart contracts and revocation. A legitimate smart contract must have a unique contract address and should be revoked. A contract address starts with like OX, especially if it's running on a dApp, OX and then some numbers, okay? Meaning the creator cannot manipulate it post-deployment, meaning that, okay, we'll keep going. Contract address must be verified. That is, a smart contract address must have a contract address visible on the blockchain. If you cannot find it after you've copied if you have the contract address for a smart contract and you put it on the blockchain, enter it into the blockchain, you can't find it, it's not legit. So you need to run fast away from such projects because it means that it's going to rug pull. Okay. It must be revoked. Revocation, that is, the ownership has been revoked, indicating no central control over funds hence cannot be rug pulled. Whoever created the contract must revoke it, and there has to be proof that it's revoked. Okay, you have to make sure that it's satisfied by a reputable organization, for example, Certec.com. You can go there. It's one of the largest blockchain security auditors. They monitor smart contracts and protocols. So if you get into a smart contract and they tell you that, they've been certified by this company, you need to go there and check That's one of your due diligence that you need to do. Also, smart contracts can be pegged to stable coins. I don't like getting into smart contracts that are not using stable coins because of the volatile uh, issue with cryptocurrency. So stable coins like USDT and DAI, which is DIA. What that means to check legitimacy of a smart contract will be who is, and I will show you all of this towards the end of my presentation, so that way you'll be able to see everything. Also, you can go to tokensniffer.com and enter the contract address. It will tell you if it's verified, it will tell you what day it was created, it will let you know if it's been revoked. So let's go on. How to interact with smart contracts. First of all, you need to set up a Web3 wallet. If you have not watched my first video, it's there on YouTube. It's called Crypto 101. I explain how to set up your first wallet, non-custodial wallet. So I don't want to make this video very long. So if you haven't watched, you can go there. But you need to download and install a non-custodial wallet like MetaMask, Trust Wallet, SafePal. There's so many like that. Then you need to connect to the right network, either Polygon, BSC, or Ethereum. And be sure to have required tokens for transaction and gas. Just like you have to buy gasoline in your car or fuel from wherever you're listening to me from. So also, anytime you do any interaction in your wallet, MetaMask wallet, you have to pay transaction fee, which you have to pay in the local um, token, depending on which network you're on. If you're on Polygon, then it will be Polygon. If it is BSC, then it will be Binance Smart Contract Coin, or if it's Ethereum, it will be Ethereum. But the gas for Ethereum is so high, so a lot of people are trying to go use other networks like Polygon, that's the gas, and Binance Smart Chain, which the gas price is very reasonable. Next, you need to find the smart contract. That is, you need to use a trusted source to get the official contract address and double check the address using a Explorer. You need to make sure you check it and make sure it's accurate, okay? Genuine. Now, you have to choose how you want to interact. The easiest way is through a dApp, decentralized app. You visit a dApp or platform that uses smart contract, connect your wallet via connect wallet button, because when you go in there to their site, it will tell you to connect your wallet, which usually, for those who are using MetaMask, there will be a little icon on the bottom of when you open your MetaMask, a little icon, globe icon. That's how you connect to the browser, and then you can enter in the name of the smart contract address in there, and that's how you connect. Or for those of you that are using MetaMask through Chrome extension, you have to type in the address on your web browser, and then you connect your wallet. Okay, so all you have to do is just make sure you follow the prompts to interact with the contract, and only interact with verified contracts. Now, how to interact with smart contract, how to find contracts from projects or dApps. That's the number one question a lot of people are always asking. So if you're looking for a specific project smart contract, you need to check their official website, Docs, or GitHubs. You need to check their Twitter, Discord, Telegram, official contract announcement. Never trust random contract addresses from DMs, that is DMs from Telegram group or comments. It's often a scam. You need to be safe. Be sure to have required tokens for transaction and gas. Now, to find trending on new contracts, you need to use a trusted source to get the official contract address. Double check the address using a blockchain, Block Explorer. You can check on Etherscan, click tokens, and then top tokens to see the tokens. And also, you can also check dextools.io to see new token pairs with their contracts. Conclusion is overview of smart contracts. Smart contracts are self-executing contracts with the terms of the agreement directly written into code on the blockchain without manual intervention. That's key. Smart contracts must be verified and revoked, must be certified by a reputable company, example, Certec, You can check whoisthis.com, scam detector, token sniffer sites to check validity of a contract. Um, Interact with the dApp using a non-custodial wallet such as MetaMask wallet, Trust Wallet, SafePal. Um, For example, you cannot interact using a centralized wallet like Coinbase or Kraken because it is not, it is, you, if you don't, if you haven't watched my first video, you need to go back and watch it. And I did emphasize in there that if you don't have control over the keys, if you don't have the keys, you don't have control over the excuse me, you don't have control over the site. Okay, so it means that it's not non-custodian, it is custodian, meaning that the site can go down anytime and you lose all your coins. But the one that is a non-custodial wallet, a MetaMask wallet, you own the private keys and you have control over how your funds you take, send or receive funds. The only reason why you will lose your funds if you give out your 12 your seed phrase, and you don't want to do that. Also, make sure you do your due diligence before you connect or interact with a smart contract. Now, with that in mind, I would like to go and show you an example of a site. Okay. So if you want to check, like for example, I'm checking this site out, origins.defi.io. When I type it in, it will give me the date it was registered. It was registered on December 23rd, as you can see. And you also don't want to get into any programs where they're just barely new. This is token sniffer. This is the contract address. It's being is on the Polygon network, and the score is 70. It's verified. The ownership has been renounced. So this is how you know when it's things, are what they say they are. Anyway, I don't intend to make this too long. I just wanted to come out here and just quickly give you guys like an overview of what smart contract is. Like I say, you make sure you do your due diligence, and I wish you all the best. Anyway, until next time, take care of yourself and take care of each other, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you and have a wonderful day.